So I was talking to a friend the other day about posting videos on TikTok, and he was saying that, it's just a few minutes, and I actually really like his videos, but I said that I don't know because I feel so I don't know feel so weird making videos of myself. Um, Maybe I don't know, maybe the introvert part of me things like I don't know, it feels so awkward. And I also feel like as a woman, um, it's a bit different. A lot of times I feel like, a man could just take the camera and record a video and just talk to it and say what he wants. But it's not just the people, what they think of a woman's appearance, but I think this is kind of like instilled in us, growing up, the way parents, everyone in school or street or everything, they talk about us. I remember like a slightest imperfections, and there were many. I didn't have it easy in school. And I remember how every little thing people made fun of, including my parents. My parents were my sister, my father. They were the worst, actually. They would even like get me things that they knew would make me bullied in school. And like they got me a backpack that later when I got bullied in school and I finally told them, and they're like, yeah, that's actually, like, my dad's like, yeah, that's why I bought you that. So, um, I don't know, it was a different time. And I don't think necessarily they meant bad, it was just fun, having fun with kids. But I think it's instilled in us to think that it matters. Like when I go out, when I go to a supermarket, I don't really care. I don't care what people see. I don't care what they're gonna talk about afterwards. They say, I don't know if I don't know, my nose or my eyes or my whatever. Who cares? They're strangers. But when I look at my own photo, the fact that I can look at it, that I can see it again, and that you feel like something that is on internet that is forever, it's so much, um, how to put it, it's just pressure, it's not even peer pressure, it's just really something that is instilled in us, and I'm happy. I love it how, especially in Europe, that people care much less, and I see that a lot of people don't wear makeup, they don't shave their arms, or like wear whatever they want, and it's amazing. It's great. I I love that it's getting better. Um, maybe maybe it's still a bit hard for me to get used to it. Maybe it's you know I'm trying, but it's still so hard to think that you have to you have to look a certain way. You get judged, and even even when I think I don't care, um, you know, it's subconscious. No matter what you do, you end up somehow caring. Um, it's not it's not just the looks. Like when someone makes a comment, like a beta reader says, "Oh, like, oh, this thing, this line, this paragraph, oh, it was not good, or I didn't like this, and oh, it was too much exposition," and I would, like, the first instance, I would be like, okay, well, it's a personal opinion. I do my best. If there's something that I can improve, there are clear things that I can improve. I don't know, typos or something that can be done better. Oh, there's a chunk of exposition, but you can like sprinkle it through the chapter or several chapters. I do it. But sometimes I feel like, oh, This is just, opinion. Especially if there's someone who's like, oh, I hate this. And I'm like, okay, well, sorry. But then I think about it and like, I don't know, I'm in bed trying to fall asleep, or that's always the worst. You always come up with all the like, oh, what was the most embarrassing time of my life, or all the crazy things just come that moment, right? Most of the authors would I think relate to that, but I think maybe 90% of the population really feels the same. And sometimes I'm just minding my business, or I want to revise something, and I feel like, oh, maybe I can improve it. I had this that like an agent gave an opinion. Actually, it was a freelance editor. So a freelance editor said like, oh, this is very nice, like this and this is great, like you mentioned like senses, and this is very poignant and stuff. Oh, this line maybe, oh, it's a little bit strong, maybe like too much information, right? I was like, okay, whatever, right? Perfect. But days and weeks, and everybody says, oh no, it's fine. And at some point, like, no. And then I ended up changing it. It's just very hard to not be affected. And now when I write, I feel like I have this critic, this person or main voices, not real, but it's like they're looking over my shoulder and they're judging. And every single line that I write, they're thinking, this is not that good, or oh, you can make this better, or why not this, or a lot of times it's just so much pressure. And I feel like it's the more you have to, the more you're in this revision mentality, the less you trust yourself, the more insecure you get about writing just what you want. And I remember that the first, like my debut, I just wrote and wrote. In the beginning was hard, and then at some point I was just feeling great writing it. But now I want to write, like I need to finish one chapter, like add one chapter. And sometimes I sit down and I try to write this. I have everything. I have the outline. I have all the, what this is going to happen, the description, everything. And then I want to write it, and then I type, and there's this overwhelming, this pressure, it's like, it's a kind of, this anxiety. And I have a lot of, I have a past. I had a very traumatic past. So I know really what PTSD is, and I know I was I was born in a war zone. I've been attacked, and I had some very complicated situations that that caused PTSD. And somehow sitting down and writing this, just some line, it's like some high school or an assassin, they just like go somewhere and like there's a fight scene or something really not traumatic, really like normal parts of the text, and I write a line and it's not perfect, and it is not it. And it's so hard, it's so much pressure, and I start feeling the PTSD symptoms. I start feeling my heart racing, and this overwhelming anxiety that just paralyzes, freezes you. And I cannot, I mean, of course, like everything, I'm to blame. But I also think that part of this, if you are facing this, if this is happening to you, some of it is just, this pressure that comes from being criticized. It is good. I always tell my beta reader, I don't want to hear just, oh, that was great. That doesn't give me anything. There is nothing actionable, right? But this constant mentality that think that you just have to be always better and perfect, and you have to fix everything and more, and there is no perfect. And it is something that, fortunately, I think in some ways is getting better now in our time, in modern time, or maybe like the let's say Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the younger generation than me, that they are more body positivity, for example, and they don't care if someone says, oh, your nose is huge, or I don't know, you're fat or something. Nobody, should say that. And if someone says that to you, you know that you don't deserve it, and that you don't, maybe you might still feel bad, but it helps. And like, you have people who maybe on social media come to your defense and say, oh, sorry that this happened to you. But I think that it's still, in other topics, we still have this pressure to be better, to have like more followers. It's always something, right? We always have to compare ourselves. We always have to feel that urge to get better than each other. Or people always say, oh, how many books did you finish this year? Oh, I reached my goal for this year's reading challenge. Why should reading fiction books be challenge, right? I remember it was, for us, was, I had to do my homework and I had to do my chores, and like maybe I would like quietly get this book from the library and read it, and maybe it was like my parents would be like, what are you reading? Like, it's just, you're reading fiction books. It's nothing. It's not good for you. Like, you're not gonna learn anything, which is not true. But now people make it a challenge. Like, how many books did you read? How many pages did you finish? And everything has to be a competition. So yes, in some ways we got better, and in some ways maybe we got worse. But I think that a lot of it is you inside. You should be confident in yourself. That's true. But just to tell people, oh, be confident, that doesn't work. It's like telling someone, oh, like swim. You cannot just, you have to learn, and you have to have support. And yes, some of us do it the hard way. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way, and sometimes I might feel like, oh, like this, this is a first world problem, or this is such an, like, spoiled little, issue that you don't, why would you feel bad? But it affects us, all of us. And whether it's, when I'm a kid and my dad would say, my daughter, like, you would, if you would be beautiful if you lose 2 kilos, right? And that was so normal in the 90s or early 2000. That was just what it was like. But it wasn't good. So it takes a lot of time to learn, to basically unlearn all of these restrictions, all of these limitations. And And I feel like this is not just one person's problem. It's not just on one person to fix this. We should fix this as society, as like if you have children, if you have hopefully you have people around you that you can support. I'm an introvert, and I don't think that people they're like one day they're like, no, I just don't want to talk to anyone. Being introverted is more about self-preservation, in a sense of, I've been hurt too often and I deserve better, and I just don't want to make myself vulnerable to everyone, very unkind people, just because of this FOMO, right? This peer pressure, the same peers who might not ever have had your back. So it's not meaning that, okay, you're an introvert, that's a problem with that, but it's also, yeah, like you there's a reason that you find it more amenable, that you like it better in the company of your books, maybe your social media friends, your cats or your dogs, or just your own time, having a quality time with yourself, having a nice hot cup of cocoa or coffee or tea, enjoying a chocolate ice cream without anyone telling you, oh, you would be okay if you lose 2 kilos, or oh, why your nose is like this, or it's, we cannot expect everyone to fix things if we don't, but also we cannot expect a person to fix everything without a society. We could do everything together, or we could keep just pushing the blame to each other and say, oh, you should not be so sensitive. So if I say something racist, oh, you shouldn't be sensitive. And someone says, okay, well, people shouldn't comment on my looks. And at some point, we should understand that it's all of us, that saying horrible things to other people, it's never the answer, it's never acceptable. Why would you, especially to absolute strangers? And we also don't need to just praise each other, just be friendly and just compliment each other, but empty words that, that at some point when I get a compliment, I would just ignore it. I feel like, well, they'll be nice. I don't think that they actually mean it. So, yeah.